Aaron Beverly, the greatest stories that you'll ever hear. The greatest stories that you'll ever hear, Aaron Beverly.
Since the dawn of time, families have loved to share stories. In fact, I can picture a caveman telling the first ever family story. He'd stand by the fire, look at his wife and children, then he'd say, "Ugh." That story would be passed down for generations. Contest chair and friends, humans and stories have evolved, yet one fact remains unchanged. Families love to share stories. Because a family story has a special power. A power that leads me to say that my family has the greatest stories that you will ever hear. One of my favorites features my mother, my auntie, and my uncle. 60 years back when they were tiny mother, tiny auntie, and tiny uncle. 8, 7, and 5 years old. One morning before dawn, my grandparents were still asleep, but the children were wide awake and bored. So tiny mother said, "I have a fun idea. Let's take a ball and roll it down the stairway." Tiny auntie said, "That is a great idea." Tiny uncle said, "Okay." They ran, grabbed the ball, rolled it down the stairway. And it was fun. Perhaps too much fun. Because then tiny mother said to her siblings, "Do you know what else we can roll down the stairway?" They said, "No." "What?" "A car tire." You sound confused. Where on earth did 3 children get a car tire, right? Well, the night before, my grandfather brought home a spare car tire. Tiny mother thought it would be a joy to roll it down the stairway. This was a bad idea. So in response, tiny auntie wisely said, "That is a great idea." Tiny uncle said, "Okay." They ran, grabbed the car tire, rolled it down the stairway. And it crashed through the window. At this point, you would assume the children would think, maybe we should stop, right? Wrong. Instead, tiny mother said, "I have another fun idea. Let's take a big cardboard box. Then, take tiny uncle. Put him inside of the box. Then slide him down the stairway." Tiny auntie said, "That is a great idea." Tiny uncle said, "Wait, what?" They ran. They found a box. They put tiny uncle inside of the box. They closed the box. They pushed the box to the edge of the stairway. And he didn't slide, he rolled. My grandparents woke up, finally. At the bottom of the stairway, they found a ball, a car tire smashed through the window, and my uncle, crying inside of a box. They administered some physical education. The children never played on the stairway again. Another family story features me at 3 years old, along with my mother, who learned why you never say bad words in front of children. Normally, my mom did not use bad words, but one day while driving with me in the back seat, another car dangerously cut in front of her. She slammed the brakes, honked the horn, and without thinking, she screamed out, "Bleep!" She could not believe the word that came out of her mouth. She looked in the back seat. She saw my face. The young Toastmaster inside of me was screaming, "Word of the day!" And what do you do with the word of the day? You use it. That night at the dinner table, my older sister made me very angry. I thought to myself, oh, do I have a word for you? My mom could see it in my eyes. She said, Aaron, don't you dare say that word. And I obeyed my mother because I was an angel and I lived happily ever after. My mom may tell you a different version of that ending, but my version is better. However, let's pause right here. After hearing both of these stories, what do you think we are feeling right now? Just think. What I believe we are feeling is unity. We were united in laughter when 3-year-old Aaron expanded his vocabulary. We were united in horror and shock as tiny uncle rolled down the stairs in that box. The power of a family story is the feeling of unity it creates between those who hear it. Family stories transcend race, culture, politics, and religion. Do you know why? Because we all have family. We all have those relatable family moments that can foster unity. And I don't know about you, I think the world can use a lot more unity nowadays. Would you agree? Then what are your favorite family stories? I ask you to share those stories with the world. Your family stories can spread the gift of unity. And that is why they are the greatest stories that we will ever hear.